We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com.
Jim W. on Facebook sent some pics. Jim has been using his NEC M311X projector that he snagged for $50. That's a good deal.
That's
if
a really
it works
good
at
deal.
all. For that price, it's been great, but now he's thinking he'd like to upgrade. He sits 10 feet from a 100-inch screen. Goodness. And he has a pretty strict budget of $500 max. The main things he wants are a sharp picture and better contrast. Any suggestions? So cheap but good. What do we got for him?
Any thoughts, James?
I think the Epson 2030 is a great solution for that. I just sent one down to my brother for his home theater, and he loves it.
Yeah.
It's a nice, tough little projector. I like it.
I really have to agree. In fact, over at Visual Apex, they're selling that model for under $500 right now, the Epson 2030. On top of that, I wanted to point out, and for folks who are able to see the images, you can see that his projector is actually fairly low. Because he has this sloped ceiling, so his projector isn't way up high. Now, of course, people might be thinking, since we talk about them so frequently, the BenQ projectors. And if you go over to the Wirecutter.com, they do have a pick for their top choice for an under $500 projector, which is the BenQ TH670. It's fine mentioning that. However, even within the Wirecutter's own article, they're like, but the HT2050 is $200 more and a lot better.
Yeah, exactly.
So even they're saying, like, maybe it's not really the greatest projector overall. And on top of that, the BenQ projectors, as we were talking about last week, unless you tilt them, and in this case it would be a pretty aggressive tilt, they need to be, if you're ceiling mounting it or mounting it above your seat, as Jim is, they need to be above the top edge of the image because they have a lens offset, whereas the Epson 2030 casts about I believe they said it's about 8% of the image. This is when it's ceiling mounted or above your seat. About 8% of the image goes above the center line of the lens, and then the rest of the image goes below the center line of the lens. Now, in his setup, he still might need to end up tilting it a little bit. The 2030 actually has automatic keystone correction, so it's not even a hassle to do that. But just overall, it will fit his setup better than the BenQs. Plus, the price is good. Plus, it looks darn good. So
now, if he's putting this right over his head, does it have a loud fan?
It's not the quietest projector.
Okay,
No,
something to think about.
I don't think it's
turn
louder.
your master volume up, you won't hear it.
I don't think it's louder
That's
than
right.
the NEC he's already using. So
Yeah.
in pretty much every respect, it's an improvement over what he has at a very reasonable price. That should work for it. So yeah,
And
Epson 2030.
I think I measured it. It falls within the right throw for his
It does. Yeah.
screen.
Yeah.
So he's okay.
So there
there too.
sounds like the perfect answer, frankly. There you go. The Epson 2030. So why do we never seem to recommend the less expensive Denon AV receiver models from their S series? He bought a Denon AVR S720W, and he's really happy with it. But is he missing some massive difference in sound quality versus the more expensive X series model? See, there we go. I'm enjoying my sound, but what if there's more?
So
Is there some sound quality difference between the S series and the X series?
the
It'll
main
have to do
reason,
with the power supply.
I don't even know if there's that much difference.
I think there is.
The main
ahead.
reason Tom and I end up recommending the X series is because if you go to Accessories for Less, which is where we're almost always recommending people buy their Denon receivers from, the comparable X series model, because they are like sister models, right? The S700 series is sister model to the X like 1200 or X1300. The S920 or 930 is sister model to the X2200 or X2300, and the difference in price is between $20 and $50.
Wow.
It's like a really small difference in price. But the X series gives you Odyssey Mult EQ XT, and the S series is just regular Odyssey Mult EQ. And in our opinion, that increase to Mult EQ XT is a pretty significant one when it comes to that automatic setup. Now, if you're not going to use automatic EQ at all, then okay, save the 20 to 50 bucks. But because it's such a small price delta, and because Tom and I both like Multi-Q XT significantly better than just regular Multi-Q, we're like, just spend the extra 20 to 50 bucks, right?
I see. So a more sophisticated EQ is a good reason to spend a few more
That's pretty
dollars.
much been the reason why we've said
So
that.
it's not a snobby thing. It's a bang for your buck.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like it's not a tremendous amount more money, but we think you're getting a worthwhile feature. You might be right. I don't know if there's changes in the power supply, but there's. I mean, they're literally identical in every way except for that.
Okay.
I don't know if
I've been
there's
known to
really-
be wrong before.
Well, it's
Ask my wife.
Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.